Mariel Hufnagel is the executive director of CASA of Union County, court-appointed special advocates for children. Her story will make you believe in miracles, but she doesn't want you to stop there. Mariel wants you to join her in a journey to turn her story into a system that serves all people, that taps deeply into the value she believes is inherent in all people. A system she thinks can serve all people, not merely the fortunate, and certainly not merely just the privileged. This is a story not just about problems, but a story about solutions. Please welcome Mariel Hufnagel and her Ignite Talk. You are worth more than you think.
One warm spring day, I was riding the bus. We stopped at a light. I casually glanced out the window and got a funny feeling of deja vu. I realized that we were stopped in front of a bodega that I had once panhandled and prostituted in front of. For all of my teenage years, I battled with severe mental health and substance use challenges, which brought me to homelessness, hunger, incarceration, and sex work. In May 2007, I began my recovery journey with grace and grit. As the bus pulled away in my peripheral, I caught the street sign. It took my breath away. It read Worth More Avenue. That's right, Worth More Avenue. I'd been labeled by myself and others as a junkie, felon, whore, who would never amount to anything. There it was, literally a sign reconnecting me with the indelible truth. I am worth more. And I'm not the only one. The people you serve have innate worth and dignity. Dignity our system has undermined and ignored. A system built on discriminatory practices, fostering inequitable access to care and gross health disparities. Addiction and mental health are the only chronic progressive illnesses that we treat acutely, waiting until crisis, underutilizing medication, nominal long-term recovery planning, and reacting punitively when symptoms worsen. Statistics show that white cisgender males have greater access to quality care than women, people of color, LGBTQ folks, and those living in poverty. My recovery is directly attributed to my privilege. 3 drivers behind this status quo are capitalism, criminalization, and white supremacy. Treatment is primarily available for the wealthy or the well-insured. Jail or prison for everyone else. Our system isn't broken. It's functioning how it was designed, to protect and serve the privileged at a profit, built on lies that addiction and mental illness are criminal issues and white male bodies are more valuable. It's time to dismantle and rebuild. Let me introduce you to our new system. It's equitable, built on a holistic approach to wellness, taking into consideration the social determinants of health, housing, education, employment, community. It's person-centered, trauma-informed, and recovery-oriented with a robust continuum that embraces harm reduction, early intervention, long-term community-based support services. The homeless 16-year-old Asian transgender IV heroin user needs a different treatment plan than the retired 65-year-old white cisgender male alcoholic. Grace and grit cannot be our only recipe for success. For the system to change, we need to change. We must be willing to acknowledge our own privilege, our own bias, examine our views on treatment and recovery, and commit to being anti-racist. Language matters. Stigma kills. Individuals and families suffer in silence when they don't have to. We must normalize substance use and mental health disorders, ameliorating the shame which accompanies them. Your patients are your biggest resources. No one knows what someone needs better than them themselves. What professional hubris we have, thinking that we know best. We must start listening. Treatment has co-opted recovery. It's a clinical cop-out and unacceptable. There must be a clear line of demarcation. Treatment is recovery initiation. Recovery happens in the community. The treatment industry is built on a capitalistic model where a patient's need for recurring care is quite frankly lucrative. We must move from fee-for-service payment to value-based payment, incentivizing high-quality, cost-effective care. We must stop being anti-Black. We must stop being misogynistic. We must stop being homo-transphobic. Treatment cannot be pay to play. We'll know a new system has been built when substance use and mental health challenges have been destigmatized, medicalized, and decriminalized. Treatment must be available for all, and recovery must be the expectation, not the exception. That warm spring day, as I looked out the window of that bus, Grace showed me the direction of my life, and grit and my own privilege brought me here. We must abandon our over-reliance on those things and take responsibility for a system that is accessible by and works for all. Lives depend on it, and the people you serve are worth more.